Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to airbrushing Marilyn Monroe on a small scale of 120mm square. And today's brush, we're going to be using the Harder & Steenbeck Ultra 2024. Now, if you've seen yesterday's video, I did a video on upgrading your Ultra. So when you come to that point where you want to move on, you could either go for the next brush, which is the Evo, or you can do a simple upgrade just to keep your Ultra and just keep it going, and you can use that brush for your next sort of stepping stone in airbrushing as you're moving along. So I've done a few upgrades and I wanted to do a piece of artwork and then talk you through the upgrades as we paint, so you get to see it performing on something really small. And I'll tell you the benefits of the upgrades and what I think of them basically. So we're going to be doing this Marilyn Monroe piece. We're going to be working in FW Inks Sepia. I've dropped the mixing ratio up in the screen as we paint. We'll hook the airline up, moving a little bit closer, and we'll crack on with Marilyn Monroe. Right guys, we are ready to go. Now I've got the paint mixed up. Just give it a little back ball. Now there's one of the first upgrades straight away. What I've done is I've dropped the Evo 045 front end on. So you get the prong cap. You can now see your needle. When you take the prong cap off, you can work really close up. So it takes you closer into your work. The original air cap on the Ultra, you can't see the needle and you're sort of distancing off. So it's hard to judge how to get your real tight details down. Like so, like this. I mean, this is like super fine guys on here. Just testing it with the FW mix. Just getting a feel of the brush. Giving that paint a good mix up, pull it through, and we'll make a start. Now I'm running really low pressure, so the next upgrade that I've done, I'm not using this here, that's fully open. I've got the FPC valve, so I can open the pressure up here and then dial it in here like that. So that's the next upgrade that I've done to it. We've got the Evo trigger in, upgraded in, so we're using the Evo trigger, and we're just going to work this. It's nice and small. So you wouldn't be sort of doing this with a standard Ultra. It'd be a little bit harder to do with a standard one. So the upgrades so far work really, really well. Just off the bat, you've got the real comfortableness with the Evo trigger installed. You can really feather the paint. And just put the light tones down where you want them. Build it up nice and light. And you're just nudging this trigger. So we've got the Evolution spring fitted, the trigger and the air cap and crown cap, which is the prong cap. So it works really nice on this brush. Around there. This is just a quick sketch. I've been off the brush for about 3 weeks and it shows. Just building it up. Just a quick sort of sketch. But working really nice. Trigger's really comfortable. You can take a little bit of tension out on the back and make it a little bit more softer. You can near enough get it so you're just literally touching the trigger. You can still use the sleeve settings if you wish. I've took the sleeve setting bar off, but you can slide that on and it works exactly the same with the Evo trigger, not a problem. It's a lot softer on the spring, so when you're working on smaller pieces, you won't get that sort of finger fatigue, because the Ultra trigger as a beginner brush, it's really stiff. With this, it's a lot softer. Dark on these. A bit more in there. Little highlights. We'll knock out the like that. Drop a little bit on there. Like that. Get a few more darks around these. These earrings are just little tiny weird looking triangular dots, so just do a little pattern in there for the earrings. You're just staring at little highlight dots. It gives it the look of it. So I've just erased any little unwanted lines out the background, and we're just going to do there's some light shading around it. So we'll just do a bit of shading. Just go back in on the eyes. Darken these eyelashes out a bit more. Like that. A bit more on the mouth. A bit dark on the nose. Like that. Ooh. think that'll do. We're not. A bit more there. That'll do. There you go, guys, we've got it down. Done a little bit more shading off camera, just round the top of her hair. There's a little bit more shading around here on the original. Just put a little bit more there and just make a pot fall a bit more. But we got it down with the Ultra and it was really easy to do. It really was. You can get down a lot more on the detail with it, changing up the front end. That's the first upgrade that I would do, is the Evolution 045 air cap that comes with the prong cap, because you can then see your needle and you can go right up and you can work the details. Now if you're working this type of detail with the Ultra trigger and spring in it, you're gonna get finger fatigue, you're gonna get aching, because you are really minimal trigger getting little bits of paint down, and you really will feel it in that spring. But if you do the upgrade to the Evo spring and trigger, it softens the movement up so much, so you can go right in and you can get the minimal paint down with it really easy. Nice big cup to put plenty of paint in. The FPC valve works really good. It works better than the ones that clip onto your airline. Some of them cheap ones are sort of all or nothing. You use them and you're trying to dial it in and it goes high and then just drops to low too much. You can't get the in-between. But the FPC valve, which is the old one, this one's off my Silverline Solo. They do a new version of this which is better, but this one does work and it dialed in the air really nice. It kept the pressure just at that consistent flow and it just works really well. So I think it's a great upgrade if you really like your Ultra from the start, and then you sort of you go all through your journey with your Ultra and you're ready to move on to another brush. You can buy another brush. You can do that. You can move straight onto the Evolution if you wanted. But if you just wanted a cheaper option just to do an upgrade to then be able to start going in on this sort of detail, if you're working on portraits and things, you can do. And it's a really cool upgrade. And I think that upgrade would work really well for the miniature painters as well, because then it gives you that softer trigger. Once you've learnt the trigger, you've got the prong cap on the front, so you can go in that little bit closer on the miniatures and you can hit a few more details that you wouldn't normally hit with it from original. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me comments, tell me your thoughts, tell me if you've done the same upgrade to the brush and if you're enjoying it. I'll leave a link in the description so you can pick all these pieces up. Not a problem, and I will see you lot in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.